Well, content is being created like never before, and content is being consumed like never before. At the Wave Summit here in Mumbai, there are content creators, storytellers, producers, content showcasing platforms all under one roof. Right now, I have with me the Executive Director of USIBC, Jacob Gullish. Jay, thank you very much for speaking to CNBC-TV18. Tell me, how is USIBC playing a role in collaborating content creators from US and India?
Yeah. Well, first, thank you for talking with me today. Listen to the vibe here.
Yes.
Just look around and listen. It's incredible. At its core, the media and entertainment and gaming space is about people, new ideas, and stories. And what we've been doing for many years now is helping that community come together. The US-India relationship is obviously growing. We always talk about the strategy and stuff like that. But at its core, it's people. And so there's an Indian American community that's creating new styles of content. There are Indian companies that are coming to the United States. And of course, you have the traditional American companies that are here as well. But things are changing, and people are creating new kinds of collaborative, again, games, content, stories, shorts and longs. And just look around here. It's amazing, isn't it?
What is the interest that you're seeing in the United States for Indian content?
Well, Americans have a greater appreciation of India content, Indian history. Some of that is people-based. You know, me, myself, and I, have an Indian-American wife. A lot of people understand it in a very different way. And that generates new types of stories, new types of awareness. And you're starting to see a lot more Indian Americans in the media and entertainment sector. We've seen this in other sectors, whether it's pharmaceuticals or IT. And so that's driving new types of business models, but also new kind of connectivity. And that is driving a lot of the new stories we're hearing.
Right. Two big content platforms, Netflix and YouTube, are American. So what kind of collaborations has USIBC, the US-India Business Council, been able to achieve?
Yeah. Well, we started early. We think of ourselves as thought leaders. We've done things like esports and cricket, and now cricket's coming to the Olympics. We've also worked with Indian American content creators who are creating both American stories and Indian American stories, and those are going both ways. What you're seeing now, I think, is a more mature Indian environment. We're starting to see our Indian members, GeoStar, for example, in its relationship with Disney. They're coming to the United States. You can turn on a TV in America and not only start to see Star TV content, but you can go into Spotify and listen to Indian music. Some of the largest stars in the world are Indians, and they're being watched and appreciated everywhere in the world.
So what is this dynamics like? Is it the content platforms based in the US connecting Indian content creators? Is it that now?
I think it's people. People like to talk. People like to hear stories. People are moved, and that's really the center of content. You create emotional, impactful, engaging information, whether that's a story, whether that's a music, whether that's a game, or a business conversation. That's what's going to drive, ultimately, the relationship. And the relationship becomes business, the business becomes investment, the investment becomes innovation, and if innovation is reinvested into new types of exciting things, and we're seeing across the board a combination of that. In fact, a lot of the new technology that's driving this experience, it may or may not be American, but it's being created here. We had a really fascinating conversation about new spatial audio. It's not a technology that a lot of people understand or have even used, but it allows people to experience that information, that story in very new ways. So it's American technology being created here that will be appreciated and used around the world.
Traditionally or typically, US-India Business Council will be seen as somebody that's facilitating dialogues for trade of goods and services. But here we're talking about content. So now content has really become big, storytelling has really become big, consumers have become big, consumption markets have become big, and content platforms have become big. So tell me more about why this space is so exciting for the USIBC.
Well, of course you have to have the right generic business environment, the right policies to enable all of this. But once you have that, and India's made great strides, and the United States has always been a leader, now is when people get together to actually create and collaborate and produce that content that then can be distributed, utilized, and appreciated around the world.
And is it only about big players? Tell us if USIBC also has smaller players on board.
Oh, well, you know, we're known for being engaged with big players, and of course we are. But our platform, our community is much larger. Our thought leadership is something that we really pride ourselves on, and that pulls in all types of people. Just this week alone, we've been interacting with several dozen Indians and Indian Americans in the United States, and a lot of Americans that have come to India for their first time. Whether they're part of a big company or an individual or an independent film, doesn't matter. Our role is to drive the relationship, and so we work with everybody.
All right. Jay, thank you very much for speaking to CNBC-TV18. It was wonderful talking to you, and all the best, and hope to see more collaborations between India and US in the entertainment space.
Wonderful. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC TV18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC TV18 on all the social media platforms.